this video I'm going to show you how to perform a gram stain. I have my lab coat to protect my clothes and my arms from contamination, and I also have gloves and goggles on as well. I have my freshly drawn EDTA sample, and then I'm gently inverting 4 to 6 times to make sure that that EDTA is thoroughly mixed up into the sample itself, so we'll get a good representation of our red blood cells. So I'm going to get 2 slides, and I'm going to take a chem wipe, and I'm going to go ahead and clean the slides off to make sure that they are completely clean, so there's no smudges or any fingerprints or any residual film from the manufacturers. I'm going to go ahead and put those down. One is going to be for my gram stain itself, and the other is going to be a spreader. I also have non-heparinized capillary tubes, which I'm going to use to get my blood. And once my blood is mixed up thoroughly, I'm going to take the capillary tube and just get some in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a drop of blood about 1 centimeter away from the edge here. I don't want my drop too big, but I do want a good enough drop to where it does spread good. I'm going to close my tube, and then I'm going to go ahead and at a 30 to 45 degree angle, I'm going to place my spreader slide on here, and I'm going to back it up until I hit my spot, and then I'm going to shoot it forward. And then that will bring our gram stain, that will bring our sample to where we can see where it has a nice rounded edge. It has a nice feathered edge. It's about 1/2 to 2/3 down the length of the slide itself. And toward the top, it's going to be thicker, so there's going to be more cells, more layers of cells, so it's going to be harder to read. So that's why you want to make sure that you have a nice feathered edge toward the bottom, because that's where you're going to be able to see the little intricacies. You're going to be able to see the microfilaria and all the other differences in the red blood cells. Now we're going to go ahead and dry this sample with the butt ends down, and we're going to allow that to completely dry before we go ahead and put that in our diff quick. And I'm going to go ahead and label it as well with the patient's name, and then species, and then this date that it was done, and then also her case number. And then we'll let it dry, and then I will show you how to do the gram staining. For this, I just want to show you a close-up angle of the slide that I just prepared. So you can see that the sample itself has a nice feathered edge. It is 1/2 to 2/3 the length of the slide itself. You want to make sure you can see that there's no holes, there's no scratches, there's no divots, and that basically indicates that the speed and the pressure was consistent all throughout the spreading. You want to make sure that it does not reach the sides of the microscope slide itself. And you can see that there is a nice tapered edge, a nice feathered edge, so you'll be able to, when you put this under the microscope, you'll be able to see this nice 1-layer row of cells, and you'll be able to easily identify for our cell morphology. Once our slides have completely dried, I'm going to go ahead and put them through our diff quick stains. So first of all, we're going to open up our different containers. So the first one is going to be a fixative. The second one is going to be a eosin stain. And the third one is going to be a methylene blue stain. Now for each one, I'm going to dip it in 1 second each time, and I'm going to do 10 dips for each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I'm going to move to the second stain. This is eosin. Drain a little bit of the stain off. These stains are changed depending on how much they are used. Usually they are changed about every week. Now we're going into the methylene blue stain. Now that that one is finished, I'm going to go over to the water, and with the button down, I'm going to rinse the stains off. Okay. Now I'm going to allow this to dry, the same as we did before, with the button down, and allow that to dry before we can go ahead and do our macroscopic evaluation of the blood smear. So once we have drained the stain off for the methylene blue, we're going to walk over to the sink and rinse our sample off. And with the button down, we're going to rinse the excess stain off. Now we're going to allow this to dry, just as we did initially with the button down. And once it is dried completely, we can go ahead and put it up underneath the microscope and see for any microscopic changes.